How you going, everyone? I got a piece of red bean. And no, you can't eat it. All right. I'll just warn you, headphone users, the compressor may kick in, and I will stop turning as quickly as I can to mute myself when it does.
G'day, Rex.
How you going, Rex?
Yeah, I think it is. Well, we have black bean out here as well, Rex. So I dare say the red bean is a timber. It's generally pretty hard, all the bean type. How sharp's that chisel, Jay?
I'll probably just answer that by muting myself and going and sharpening it.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, Rex. I'm sorry. No, the chisel's not sharp enough, I can tell just by listening to it. Yeah, Jay does have one, but that's G'day, Mike. How are you?
How you going, Mike?
Right. Do as what Rex suggests is what speed are you on there? The lowest one?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Bring it up one and then tighten your tailstock. Make sure it's tight. Oh, yeah.
What?
Mike dropped a tiny pin off one of those pin chucks into a mountain of sawdust.
Have you got? Yeah, like Rex said, get a bloody magnet.
Yeah, I dropped a small bolt out of a compass yesterday, actually.
Oh.
Or Neil did.
Blame the apprentice, hey?
No, if I do something wrong, I blame myself. If somebody else does it, I say it. Way it is. Well, that's mean, Rex. Only what I would have done was pretend to drop it. That way it would have kept him busy for about half an hour or so looking for it.
Hey?
Oh, Rex said he let my grandson use a big magnet yesterday when I dropped a small piece intentionally, so I'd spent 10 minutes looking for it. And I said what I'd do is pretend to drop it and let him search for half an hour before he found it. Just back the flute back a little bit on that, Jay. Just open the flute out a little bit more. Geez, if Jay had one of them Mica that claps the walls and the roof of the shed in.
Yeah, it'd be flatter than when I got it in the flat pack.
Cut down your angle, just almost have it at right angles to the timber.
Yeah. I looked this on the cover 3 times.
No, Mike, it wasn't a Wadkin. I wouldn't ever have thrown a Wadkin away. I know too many people who'd buy it. It was a big old. Oh, excuse me while I have a stretch. It was a German or Austrian or European metal bands.
It had Sweden written on it. Oh no, that wasn't that. That was the drawing board. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
I forget that I can do this to Jay. Haha, right. Yeah, no, it was a big European one, and there were a few parts and things missing on it. The electric blade joiner, for instance, wasn't working properly, and it was arcing back through the machine and this and that. So it was just a little bit dangerous to sell it, and just not worth anything as scrap, unfortunately. So I did have an offer on it a couple of years ago, but they wanted me to damn well deliver it as well. They weren't even prepared to do that for it. So anyhow. Starting to look all right now, Jay. What you going to make out of that?
I was humming and hawing whether it'd be a goblet or a vase or something. Thoughts?
Oh, no, haven't got any really. Give us a look at the angle on that chisel, will you please, Joey?
I'm just about to go and sharpen it again.
Yeah, just give me a look at it.
It's probably like a work in progress since in the angles, but
No, turn around on the side. Yeah, it's looking a bit blunt actually. Like it's not bad, but I think it needs to be a bit longer. You're getting towards 30 degrees instead of 45.
yeah. That's the only problem. I don't have a thing for this to sit in to do it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I've got to go. The bloke's just turned up, so.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for coming in.
Catch you all later. Bye.
Bye. I did cross my mind about doing a lidded one Rex. Oh, that was lucky, Mike. Very lucky. Can go two ways, can't it? It can either be a really easy find or a pain in the bloody ass. It's a different piece of wood before. I've never heard of it before. And because its name's got red in it, I had to get it. Sid gave it to me on his way. Well, he went to his house and I'm coming home from Melbourne. It's probably maybe a foot. Once I've trimmed off this end here, because this isn't straight this end, so say 22 centimeters mark. Nearly there. Yeah, probably. But we'll see how it goes. Rex. Dusty as shit. It's definitely different, Rex. That's for sure. Just tenons, Rex. Tenon, tenon. I've got lots of options today, Rex. How's your COVID recovery going there, Rex? I'm already home, Michael. How you going? All right? No, Sid and I left on Monday morning, Michael. I think he's got more people coming there Thursday or something. Not too sure. Could be all different days. Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? Not being able to taste stuff. For sure. Bastard. Spewing, eh, Mike? Can you glue it back together? Was it a custom order or just something you decided to make? Yeah, you might go. All right, Rex, thanks for coming in. Take it easy. What wood did you make it out of, Mike? Oh. Oh, okay. That's a good way to get to repurpose mahogany there, Mike. Come out nice and dark, not. Wait, none of that, thanks. Just put myself on mute for a bit. I'll use my air compressor. It'll probably start fire back up halfway through. take the opportunity to have a bit of hydrolite. It's probably just the wood itself, Mike, to be honest. These are the bits that I cut off the ends. These are the bits that I cut off the ends, and you can see how dark it gets in the middle there. So I would just say it's the darker wood, and maybe a bit of friction made it a bit hot, a bit darker too, maybe. Anyway, one's going to be a lid and one's going to be the stand, just a stand for it to sit on, not clip into or anything. Just something a little bit different, you know, like me, you know. I'm pretty sure it's dry, Mike. It's friggin' dusty. It's not giving me any curly shaving. It's just spewing dust at me. Well, I could be wrong. Sid could verify that. It was his wood. So. I've got a whole heap of these from Robbo's too. I'm going to use them as my. I'm just going to cut them down the guts, make two out of one, and use them as my wedge for to hold the pedal down for the belts. Mike, honestly, it's probably just me making it sound like it's hard. It's not too bad. It's got a degree of hardness to it, but with all the lighter stuff in between, it's kind of made it half and half. Let's give this one a go. Give the carbide a go in this. I'm only trying that and hope that it rips it out a bit quicker. It's like I got this one here for end grain, but it's pretty harsh on me sometimes. Me and vibrations don't get along too well. That tool, it's really bad for it. So try that. It's really bad for it for me, maybe not everyone else. All right, Mark. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll check later, all right? How you going, Sid? Hey, was this wood dry? It's a red bean. It feels like it is because of how dusty it is, but I could be wrong. How are you, Bob? Hello.
Hi there.
How are you?
Oh, feeling a lot better. Still a little tired.
Yeah.
I just finished up some housekeeping and whatever. The weather here keeps changing from 20 degrees, 0, and then going up again and back down again, and ice everywhere, and then slush, and
Yeah.
then ice.
Yeah. That's no fun. So you have no. It's a muddy, snowy, is it?
Well, in some places, the mud's underneath. That's the problem.
Yeah. So this wood is a piece of red bean. It's called. I got it from Sid on our way back from Melbourne, stopping off at his house.
Yeah, I've been following your trip. That's something. I wish I've always followed it in post, but if we can get around to some reasonable time, repeat it every night, I can be planned to do it.
Yeah, I've got there's a couple of videos up of our trip back on YouTube.
On your channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a video that I put on the Detroit page, that one of the 1.5 ton bandsaw going taras.
Yeah.
And then there's another 3 or 4 videos up there after that as well.
You're lucky to get a bandsaw that size.
Yeah, it was
It'll
buggered
make
in.
you're going to have to get more service, electric service.
No, it went in the bin because it was broken. It was missing parts.
No, that isn't a problem anymore.
No, and they checked out the price of scrap for that steel, and it was 10 cents a kilo. So they'd be lucky to get $150 for all of that. What a
What else? Did Robo give you anything else?
Yeah, we've got heaps of stuff actually. Sid owns a wagon, and we filled it to the roof.
Ah,
And put the back seats down. And filled it.
Like what we would call a station wagon?
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Okay. I'm just not used to the nicknames. And they're,
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to friends in South Africa and I have the same problem.
Yeah.
Speak English, but is it a different dialect? And well, I think dialect usually refers to some extent as slang.
Yep.
You know, you can understand each other, but you have to learn the slang to know what's going on.
Yes. Now I mainly got wood from Robbo, I've got an old digital video camera. It's about 25 years old, but I'm going to try and revive it and have it as a camera in here for recording. So, and it has got. I can get an AVI to USB adapter, so I can plug it into the computer and just have it running straight through to the computer and not use the tape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've got to take the battery into a battery place here and get it repacked because it's too old and got green stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing that myself, rebuilding batteries. I got a little spot welding system that I think is fantastic. It cost me like $60, but it paid itself back with 2 neighbors.
Yeah, I've seen that on your little videos.
Yeah, I mean, the neighbors, they had something that they needed to get new batteries. They were going to throw it away. And I said, well, no, I'll do it for the price of the batteries plus 100% markup on the batteries. And they said, well, what's it come down to? And I bought them by the dozen. Actually, I got a case, which was 48 and of good ones, not the cheapies. And that's what I've gone through just from the neighbors in the neighborhood. Even battery-powered vacuum cleaners.
Oh yeah, and I also got a fully enclosed mask that has an air filter that goes around your waist and pumps air into the mask.
Wow, the good type, trying to save your life.
Yeah. So
Talking about that, how's Robo doing?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he's getting out on the forklift, and he gets the majority of the work done because he gets to go on the forklift.
Yeah, because I'm kind of worried, with him and potentially cancer. You can't smoke that many years and not get afflicted by something like that.
Yeah. But he didn't have one cigarette the whole 4 days we were there, so
That's fantastic. Maybe the doctor scared the ever loving out of him.
Maybe.
Anybody following online?
Sorry?
You watching the YouTube feed?
No. Are you?
No. Let me pull it up here. I wanted to talk to you personally about something. We didn't.
What are you talking about there, Mike? Well, I'm not far off knocking it on the head, to be quite honest. I've been going for an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes or so. Can't really see the time.
Well, I just finished loading the dishwasher. It seems that nobody knows how to read here that wants to admit they can read and understand how you properly load it. You just don't pile things on top of each other. There's this funny thing. Water has to be able to hit it. And there's got jets on the bottom of each tray that's squirting up and also squirting down.
Yeah.
And, and if you put stuff, so as the water can't even get to it. Oh, well, who said that people were born smart?
They're taking you for granted. That's what they're doing.
Yes. Well, the kids I've raised, they're every one of them now, except one that got killed in a car accident by a drunk years ago.
Yep.
They're all they've got master's degrees. They're working high up in different companies and for the government, and I'm proud of all of them.
Yep.
Except that for some reason today that isn't popular, though. With Brendan, I make sure it is, but I've raised him since he was little. I'm not his father, but I'm the one that's been there to take him things and walk with him and
Yep.
teach him how to use how to use a scroll saw, and
Mhm.
work on a lathe. And even when he was 8, he was on a scroll saw making stuff. So was his sister, and the stuff are hanging around the house still. They're key rack stuff, but a
Yeah.
scroll saw is safe in the sense that you put the pattern in the middle of the piece of wood, but it does waste a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Because that way they can't, when they're pushing, they're safe around it, and they know better, and you got a guard so they can't touch the blade. But the biggest problem is that people push too hard with their hand or fingers, and then they end up cutting their finger. But if the wood is big enough at the right size and it hits the throat, the back of the jigsaw, and the problem is that you can't cut yourself then unless you purposely reach up and touch the blade. It won't, because you pushed off into the running blade. You give yourself an inch or so. So everything has to be packed up within a small area, on the wood as they turn and make it. And you throw the wood away or use it in a fire pit. But they learn to respect tools and made stuff, and they're hanging around. I can look up key racks, stuff like that, best mom, that father of the year stuff. But I had a question. You closed down your fundraising project.
Yeah,
with GoFundMe some time ago.
It was giving us grief.
Did you get any of the money out of it?
No. See, that when we close the account, it's meant to go back to the people that donated to it. It's because, I had the app, and Amber made me a beneficiary of it so that I could set up my savings account for it, so it went straight into there. And the app was telling me that the bank account was set up and it would be in there on an X date. That date come and passed and there was no money. And in the meantime, Amber was getting an email from them every second day saying, you haven't set up your bank account, set up your bank account, you haven't set up your bank account. So their systems weren't linked with their app. So we gave up. We're just using my PayPal account now, and then that's linked to my savings account. And then they said, if you haven't got it by now, you'll get it by the 20th of next month.
What, refunds?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't. I got a notice today that I should take care of my account from my bank because it was just debited from my bank January 1.
Yeah.
And you closed it before that, didn't you?
Nah, it was, we waited. The app was telling me that the money was going to be deposited in there on February the 3rd. So we waited for that, and then it didn't do it. So we contacted them, and they couldn't give us a straight answer, so we just closed it.
Well, Facebook separated themselves from it real quick.
Yeah.
I noticed that because I got the message that from my bank that the money was taken out of my account, as a withdrawal notice.
Yep.
And then, I went to log in to see what was going on. And when they separated themselves from Facebook, the account's different because and the password at the time is the one I have. When at the time they separated from Facebook, they were allowed to take the passwords with them for the account. But shortly after that, Facebook came and told me I should change my Facebook account because of the separation. And I don't remember the password for it. So I've turned it over to my bank to get the money back and explain the problem. And they're a national bank here, and I got a notice, a form letter today saying you are one of many having the same problems.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to work it out with the banking community.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It sounds like GoFundMe sold off and sold it to a dodgy company or something. I don't know. Weird. Never really had any problems with them like that.
Well, it was used a lot, unfortunately, for political contributions
Yep.
illegally.
Yep.
For program companies or clubs or organizations that were pro-Trump.
Yep.
And it was a fundraising, they used it for fundraising through Facebook, and they evidently, according to one news story, there's almost $1.5 million that was done with.
Yep.
And the people who got it were not nonprofit because they're supposed to check to make sure they are.
Yeah.
There was no tax information filed on any of it. And a whole bunch of our federal laws plus international banking laws, because there was a lot of money coming in from overseas, not to you, but well, there was to you. You know, I don't know how many from here had put it in, but they're under investigation for not intentional fraud by ignorance, if there is such a thing. But the old line here is, there is no such thing as ignorance of the law. You're supposed to know every law. And if you don't, you're supposed to ask.
Yes.
So how's that other lovely half doing? I see her work online. She's really getting to be quite an artist.
To be honest, Bob, we have both been slacking off a lot lately.
Well, it's the holidays, and for you, it's nice. What is it in temperature?
Well, today it's
Summer.
really nice. It's meant to be 25 and raining today, and that's what it's. That's pretty much what it is. How you going, Chris?
Alexa, what is 25 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
25 degrees Celsius is 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
77. That's pretty, to me, that's perfectly comfortable weather.
Yeah.
Unless you got a lot of humidity, and then that can be a murder, but.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wasn't doing turning to start off with was because we had really tropical days here, and we're normally used to a dry heat and no breeze, and we had a wet heat and heaps of breeze. And it was horrible outside, let alone coming in here. So, and that probably lasted about 10 days.
Yeah, they say climate change is here, and there's so many people who say it's ridiculous, but they can't explain why the temperatures are so ridiculously high and changing, or high. I know it's really weird around here, because some days, about 2 weeks ago, we had over 4 days had almost 1.5 feet of snow, and then with it drifting, it really made it rough.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of weird here. We've been having, like, here where I live, we've been getting a fair bit of rain, and then where Sid lives, about 340 k's away, he's getting nothing, no rain at all. It's kind of weird. Normally, once when Adelaide gets it, the whole bloody thing gets it.
Yeah. Well, you're so big.
Yeah, spread out. Yeah. It took me near on 4 hours to drive to Sid's house. That wasn't too bad.
Rode together.
Sorry?
You two rode together then?
Yeah. Yep. I'm not really that keen on driving that far by myself, to be quite honest. So I didn't.
Well, if you don't drive a lot, if you're not a trucker, in essence, sometimes that distance bothers people.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of places to pull over and stuff like that, and plenty of towns to stop in, but.
Yeah. But most of the land along the way, it's, how do you put it? It's arid.
Yeah, it's pretty dry.
Yeah, and that that would drive me crazy because we do have areas like that in the west. You know, the desert here.
Yep.
We got a lot of desert land, and we've got arid land, and it's
We've
people think it has to have sand, but it doesn't.
oh yeah, no, it
Oh
doesn't.
my
We've
God.
got a lot of it's a lot of farmland from here, from between here and Robbo's, and
Oh,
and
so
if
it's green.
nah, it's all dried out wheat and barley and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a light tanny kind of color, and there's a lot of pine plantations as well. So we don't have too many forests here, so it's more of a plantation on the side of a road.
Oh,
And
but it
if
still
you
gives you
Sorry?
a variety of things to see.
yeah, it does. Certain areas will only have certain plants, and then like just because of the heat or whatever. And there's some pretty giant apple trees out there. Like people have thrown them out the window when they're done driving along, and then an animal's picked it up and shut out the seeds. You know, and it's grown this nice big apple tree out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't mind it. Loads of places to pull over. They make rest stops. You know, just put a seat and a couple of chairs there, and most of the time there's toilets as well. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. And water.
I now always make sure I stop at the local petrol station and get my water. Make sure we keep
Wow.
enough in the car.
I didn't know if the rest stops have water. Most of ours do here. Wells of some type or another.
Nah, not here.
Well, that is gorgeous. How did the craft show go? I don't remember you talking
We-
about it. Right.
We
Curious.
didn't end up going because it was just money fell into the wrong time, and yeah, I had to register the car. So that the rego ran out on that a week before the markets, and that would have been the money we used for the float. So we had to have rego more than the markets. So probably next month now there'll be they normally do it on the 22nd of every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can go and make some money. If not, start making yourself a good reputation.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind buying a scroll saw soon. I reckon.
For you?
Yeah, yeah. All right, Mike. Thanks for coming in. Take it easy. Yeah, just something so I can. I like some of the scroll things where they have the depth in it. You know, have the layers in it.
Oh, multi-layer turning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like there's a couple of novelty
If you're
Australian.
closer, I'd give you one. I've got one in my shop that I haven't used in probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I used it then to make some repair parts. Put a metal blade in and made a couple of repair parts.
Yeah, this one that I'm looking at, Sid's got it, so I've got someone to ask about anyway, what they think of it and stuff, and it takes pinned and unpinned blades, so that's a bonus.
Cool.
And they want $300 for it, so it's not too bad. And that's the same place that I got my mini lathe from.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Bob, I'm going to run away and go and have some lunch now. I do appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, 8 o'clock at night here. I probably ought to get some dinner.
Yeah, good
Well,
idea.
it's nice talking with you.
Yeah, you too.
You just
Oh.
need to pop up a few times on Messenger and give me a call when you get a chance.
All right. I'll do
Because I
another
always,
live tomorrow.
always have my phone with me.
All right, I will.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Keep learning. Good day.
See you later. Have a good day tomorrow. Thanks for coming in, everyone. Take it easy. Don't get too ugly. I know it's too late for some of you. But